hello there, YouTube. It's been quite a while since I've taken the old iron out. I'd never looked to see how long it's been, but it's been a while. It may not seem like it's been a while for you guys, because one of the last videos I posted was of me riding the iron. But that was 15 months ago. Almost 16. But yeah, it's been a while. It's foggy out. Fog finally lifted and the sun broke through. It's what, 50 degrees out here. It's time to go play. 50 degrees doesn't feel very bad at all. In fact, I'm just wearing my blue jeans. And for whatever reason, it seems like since I pulled out of my house, everywhere I turn, this waist control little Kia Soul has been right in front of me. The guy must think I'm following him by now. Anyway, I didn't want to go too far. It's 3:30, even though the days are getting noticeably longer. Like sunset tonight's about 4:55, which is fantastic. I'm loving these longer days. If this guy takes a ride up here, he's truly going to think I'm following him. But anyway, just thought I'd bust out a ride here. Told the little woman, I said, man, that sun looks like it's here to stay for a little bit, even though it's supposed to be like an 80% chance of rain today. I love it when they get this all messed up. Excuse me. Well, my ties with this little Kia Soul has ended. You know, even though I keep this thing covered up in the garage, it's amazing how dusty and nasty it is. Excuse me. So I had this cold. I think it was right after Thanksgiving. It seems like everybody at work that ended up getting the same one, it has this lingering thing with your lungs. So I got this little nagging, like, tickle cough thing that hasn't gone away. My wife's the same way. Half the people at work the same way. Oh man, it's beautiful out here. I'm trying to think when I rode this thing. I'm not sure I even did anything with that video. I did take this thing out, or am I confusing it with the Road King? I might be thinking of the Road King. I don't know. I'll have to look and see when I rode it last. If I figure it out, I'll pop it up. If I don't, then you know I never figured it out, or I forgot to look or something. God, it's gorgeous out here though. Man, I hope we have a somewhat early spring. That would be really nice. But we got to be careful for what you wish for, because it's not uncommon to have a really nice February where it'll get up in the mid to upper 70s and it'll last for like 2 weeks, and it's like summer's here, not spring but full-on summer. And whenever you get that, you're in for a very, very, very short summer. Never fails. So if it gets super nice in February, you better get out and do whatever you can as often as you can, because that's pretty much going to be your summer. It's not that drastic, but you're going to have a very short summer. Because then that little spell will last, like I say, a couple of weeks. Goes away, and summer starts usually about the end of July and over really quick. You'll still think it's wintertime in June and July. Then finally starts clearing up where, you know, by the end of July it can't help but it can't avoid summer at that point. But then it lasts very, very quickly and it's over. You can see the river down there pretty good. Of course, I waited too late to stand up. Whoa, knocked myself off the back here. Gave her a little too much throttle, but rocked myself right off the back of this thing. That's why I hate wearing clumsy gloves. It's not that, you know, they're clumsy. Well, they are clumsy. It's, I guess what I mean to say, it's not like they're too big or anything. It's just all that thick padding and stuff they have in them. I like to have that nice natural feel. My favorite gloves are either, you know, tight-fitting leather gloves or fingerless gloves. I actually prefer fingerless gloves, which is the worst thing in the world. Because if you go down, it's not good. So you know, Rob Ash did a review on that Muck Off anti-fog spray. I don't think he was overly happy with it, but it worked some. Anyway, we have a display, a Muck Off display at work, and the end of last week, I finally decided. I said, man, I keep walking up there to, you know, get brake cleaner or whatever for a shop supply, and I keep forgetting to get some of that anti-fog stuff. And every time I do get a chance to ride, I'm like, God, I didn't do it. So I go over there. Excuse me. Everything's on the shelf except for the anti-fog stuff. Imagine my surprise. Not only did they not have it, here's my old barn, but they don't even stock it. The only anti-fog stuff they use is Scott. I am so sorry. Just that's that cough I'm telling you about. Just this annoying tickle that just won't go away. But anyway, so I tried it, and I thought at first it was working great. For the most part, it works way better than nothing at all. So I can go for a good period. But the fog kind of shows up. I'm sure I didn't get a good coating on it. It actually even says on the bottle, the more you use it, the more effective it becomes. So it must eventually put a layer on it. But the one good thing I want to report about it is that when it does fog up, it's just regular fog. One of the common things I've noticed when using an anti-fog, whether it be a wipe or a spray-on or whatever, when you do overcome it, it tends to look wet. It's like looking through a wet window or something. And this one just, when the fog does show up, it looks like normal fog. But it goes away very, very quickly. So it is working. It's not, I don't think any of these things are perfect, but it does work. So I started to tell this story once and got sidetracked somehow. Shocking, huh? Like right now it's fog. I mean, really fogged up when I stopped and took a big breath. But it just goes whoop and clears away though real quick. I think I was talking about this, or I was about to talk about fogging. God, you know what? I left without my sunglasses. There it goes, cleared off completely there. I thought it was gone until I went face first in the sun and realized it wasn't. But I started talking about this old tank bag I had, and I think I know I still have it, but I think the chemical is still in that bag. It probably doesn't even work anymore. But it was an old tin can, an aerosol can, and it was like a silver with blue silk screening or whatever. It was like a picture of an astronaut on there. Well, it was an anti-fog stuff. When you sprayed it created a foam, and you just kind of smeared it around, and the foam would like evaporate. But that was by far the best anti-fog agent I've ever used on a shield. I'm sure that company's long gone. I keep meaning to dig that old tank bag out from underneath my inches there in the shop and take a look at that. I think that kid had every intention of running that stop sign. What do you guys think, huh? High school just got out. It's actually, my clock says 4:29, but it's set at daylight savings time, so it's actually 3:29. All the high school kids are getting out. A hawk sitting on a little tree there. But at one point I started to talk about that, and I think I got into some ice or something, and I quit talking about it. Now that may have been the last time I rode the iron. This is when I was going down by that bridge and the road was all icy. It was like this weird surface. It was almost like black ice that you could see. There was like snow on the side of the road a little bit. I think that was the last time I rode this. So that's probably been a couple, 3 months ago. Here's the Mount Rainier that you can't see. I need to come out here. Of course I don't have it. I got my phone with me, but I need to come out here and stop and take a picture right where I'm sitting. Use like a 50mm lens or something that's more, you know, real to, it's like a ratio that, you know, we see as humans. Take a picture of that so you can get an idea of what I'm seeing. Because when you can't see it through the GoPro, you're like, dude, that is so far away and it's so small. It's not that way at all. Not that I haven't beat that subject to death, right? Over the old fisheye of the GoPro. I have no plan of where I wanted to go. I thought about taking the whole road thing by the old barn. So I've done that. I don't know where I'm going now. I'll just let the iron lead me along here. How about that? I think there's a way of... I know what I'll do. I have an idea. But, yeah, I see a lot of you guys are having nice weather or nice enough to get out and go riding, which is great to see. I've been pretty much stuck with doing quadcopter stuff and throwbacks, which I should be doing way more of the throwbacks, but I don't. I think I talked about that on my last actual ride, MotoVlog or whatever, that my lack of categorizing, oh, that was on New Year's Eve, wasn't it? Sure was. My lack of sorting my videos leaves me end up asleep at the desk, or I get so bored I gotta quit, you know, because I can't sit there for all that time trying to figure out what video is what, and if it's one I like and want to do something with. That last one I put up when I went out to the Columbia River on this thing on what was that, October 3rd of last year. I just stumbled across that one. I was just kind of flipping through. I thought, well, let me look and see if there's just anything I recognize in here. And one of the thumbnails from one of those videos just caught my eye. I clicked on it and I go, did I ever post that? I'm not sure if I posted it. So I kind of skimmed through and kind of got the gist of what it was about. I remember at the time I thought it was really boring. I was in a, you ever just get in one of those strange moods? You just want to, like, not talk to anybody or anything. I mean, not in a malicious way or angry way. It's just, I don't know. You're just in a funky mood, a funk that you can't snap out of. Well, I remember I was that way that day for some reason. I just couldn't get in the mood for motovlogging. But I turned the camera on and yammered on anyway. And I think when I flipped through it when I got home, I thought, that's trash, and I just never did anything with it. Well, I stumbled across it there the other day and decided, well, what the hell, I'll make a video out of it. Well, it was too long to get it all into one. I think this is where I want to turn to get it into one deal there. So sorry for dragging it on for 2 parts. But I finally played it back on the Chromecast. I think it was the night after I posted them, and I'm at work, so I can't. It's different when you give it a little time and then watch it back. I kind of like to do, I like to render a video, sit on it for a day or two, and then watch it back and see if it's just completely stupid. Because what seems like a good idea while you're making it, you watch it back and go, oh, that's terrible. But anyway, I finally watched it. It wasn't that bad. It was kind of a downer video, it seemed like, for some reason. Oh, and the other one I played back was the test ride on the Fat Boy. I didn't watch that thing for the longest time, and then I kept getting, several different comments about that thing. I thought, I'm gonna watch this thing. I don't think I actually watched it at all. I think it was just one. Well, it was actually 2 files. When I walked around it when I was still working on it, it was with the Hero 4, because I keep the Hero 3 Plus here. I keep it in the in my skeleton cage thing. Well, that's what I was going to use to take the test ride. Actually, I was going to use it to walk around. I hit the power button and the battery was dead. So I thought, well, I'm not going to dig out my batteries, put them in. I'll just grab the 4, do the walk around, and hook up the 3 while I'm working on it, let it charge. But anyway, there was 2 files just when I walked around, and then when I did the test ride, I don't think I even watched the thing through. So anyway, I'm rattling on here. I think doesn't. Well, that's dangerous to do that. I usually pay attention to what's behind me, and I didn't think about it until I stopped. I think this thing runs around up by the top here, and I can loop back around. But anyway, I watched that video. Jeez, that sounded like I was terrorizing that motorcycle. So, just so you know, the Street Bob, it's not a bad motorcycle. I won't lie to you and say, the balanced motors are okay. My personal opinion, I just don't like them. I don't like the way they perform, or their muted down feeling that they have. I don't think they have any less horsepower than a standard Harley motor. I just think there's so much centrifugal mass that needs to get spooled up every time you take off. It's when you're accelerating really hard is when you notice it the most. It gets rolling, and once you're moving, you don't realize it's any different than anything else. But it won't win any drag races, I can tell you that. But it's a design that Harley did, trying to attract that crowd of people that don't want a Harley that shakes. When it's sitting there idling at a stoplight, you can still see out the mirrors. But the end result is it's kind of it has a different sound. We get them in all the time for tire changes and stuff, and even if I don't exactly recognize what model Harley it is, I can tell you by listening to it if it's balanced. Whether it has exhaust, no exhaust, I can immediately tell, because it doesn't quite sound like a Japanese bike, but it sounds different. I can spot the sound, or spot one just by the sound, a mile away. There is a different sound to them. I think it's just the fact that it doesn't, accelerate and decelerate so quick. When you blip the throttle, they have a different sound. They got a kind of a whoa, slow rev, slow, decel. I don't know how to explain it. You just spot it. That's it. parked there. They came through here and logged all these trees here. And there's Mount St. Helens sitting in front of us that, even as plain as that is, you probably can't see it sitting right there. So I got off topic. Well, I didn't have a topic, but I got off on a rant about something I've already talked about. I guess this looks kind of gravelly for some reason. Need to take this a little easy. Oh yeah, she's good and graveled up. I thought she had that look. But yeah, I didn't mean to. When I watched that video back, I was like, man, I was hating on that thing. I didn't mean any disrespect for you guys that own them and any of the. God, there's probably millions of. Well, I doubt there's millions of them, but there's, you know, a lot of people that have those balanced motors and are very, very happy with them. So yeah, I mean no disrespect. It's just a personal thing. I don't prefer that motor over a standard Harley motor. And you know, me talking about it being slow or whatever, it probably outrun this iron, I would imagine. This is no powerhouse by no means. I mean, it gets you around, it's fun to ride and everything, but I wouldn't attempt to race anybody on anything with this thing. But that's not what to me, that's not what this bike's about. And I think anybody that owns an iron, you know, first and foremost in their mind is not, you know, how fast or quick it is. It's just you know, there's way more to, well, there's way more to Harleys in general than performance. It cracks me up, the guys at work and emails and whatever I get about people just don't understand Harleys, you know. They think they should be something that they're not. If you made Harleys and they sold like Harley sold, you wouldn't do anything with them either. I mean, it's Harley's one of those things that if somebody has to explain it to you, you're not going to get it. When you like a Harley, it's you know it. It's just the whole thing's an experience. And you know, to some people it's a lifestyle. You know, they get, as with anything, they take things too far, but to each their own. But I don't know, it's just the whole experience of riding them. They're solid, well built. The rumble that they make when you ride them is just so different than any other motorcycle. And there's nobody that rides a Harley and thinks about, you know, how fast they can corner it or how fast it'll do a quarter mile or what the top speed of it is. If that's even remotely in your mind, you don't get it. Guess I do have one more year here. You get revved up, get up to a certain spot, for whatever reason the left mirror gets I guess it's a buzz, but it gets a soft look to it, like it's vibrating. That's about what it does at about 80 down the freeway. You can see fine out of the right one. Just must be the mass of, you know, the master cylinder being on the right side probably cushions the feelings through the right bar as opposed to the left. But you get going about 80 down the freeway and you can see through it, but it's not sharp like you can see through the right one. This side picks up a little more vibes. I'll probably never post that, but I took the quadcopter and I flew around those statue things there, or whatever their significance is. I have no idea, but what is it? I have literally ran into traffic the entire ride today. With every turn I'm bumping into somebody else. Everybody doing the same thing I am, going, shit, it's sunny out there. Let's go out and do something. Let's go play. We'll have to do the, oh, look how low the water is now. Yeah, this is worth stopping for. Yeah. Oop. Hit a curb feeler there. Look at that. That's more like normal now. See the rocks under the water and everything. You see all the rocks down there, man. That thing was deep the last few times I've stopped. God, last week we had some pretty good rain. I'm surprised that's not still running off. So anyway, we're what, 14 days into the new year as of today. I hope that everybody had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. I did. And the whole season went by too quick for me, though. I was just starting to kind of get into the whole Christmas spirit and everything else. You know how there's, excuse me, like that build up to it, you know. Got all our shopping done early. We were all giddy and happy and had nothing to do but, you know, do the family meetups and things that you do. And look at this, another car. And this guy's just going to stop and get out. Crazy. But yeah, it was all good. But like I say, it went too quick. See these holes are digging out there? Somebody did that in one of the fields by my house, and I can't figure out what that's for. I have no idea. They dug about 3 or 4 of those square holes. I flew my helicopter out there. I want to go walking all the way out there, so I flew out there and flew over it to see what the hell it was. Came back and went, oh, some same holes I see on that road I go riding on. I don't know if that anti-fog stuff disappears, but the shield seems to fog up just like normal now. It only seems to do it when I stop. God, it's nice out here. I think I need to put gas in this thing too. Yeah, I got 60 miles. Yeah, I'll go ahead and top her off in case we get back into a rainy spell. I'm not sitting there with a tank that's not topped off. I don't like having to wear my big heavy coats though. I've got a t-shirt, long sleeve plaid shirt, and that Bogan and Proud sweatshirt on. With everything stuffed underneath there, you kind of have that, you know, fat man in a little coat feeling. You just don't have that freedom of movement. And I probably make it worse by wearing my backpack and not loosening the straps. So the straps are just like I would wear it if I was wearing something thin. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Get me some petrol. So we'll talk at you. Oh, that's dripping water right there, isn't it? Oh yeah. Nothing worse than the gas station wetting your bike down, right? So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I may do something here afterwards. I'm sure I will. I'm not ready to go home just yet. So we'll chit chat with you here in a bit. See ya. Bye.